Hey guys, let me know when you can get going. All right. Okay, you guys let me know when you're ready. All right, are we good to go? Okay, I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Hi, Drew. Hi, Ricky. All right, so are we up and running? We're ready to go? Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Jonathan. I see Hunter. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. 2 minutes, 2 more minutes before we're ready? That's fine. Just let me know. Y'all take your time. I figured that you would like a day where instead of doing Google Docs, we could catch up again. And with the kids' nap schedules today, it just kind of worked out. Sick. They are sick, Jonathan. We are struggling. But I did, they just have like a cold. So I don't know. Everybody has runny noses. It's the worst. It's the worst. They're all grouchy. But I did the morning class and then I took them out to the park and let them play because it's really nice today. Is it nice for you guys? It's like going to be in the 70s in Richmond. Yeah. It's not that good. Yeah, it's great. So they got outside, they played a little bit, and now hopefully everybody's going to sleep and I have a couple minutes to catch up with you because I think sometimes it's good for us to talk instead of you having to type in Google Docs every day. And I know that y'all are probably on board with me on that too, right? So I have started looking at your work that you guys, and Jordan says yes. Okay. So I have started looking at your work that y'all gave me yesterday. And for the most part, like those exercises have been good so far. You had to leave yesterday. Yeah. If there's any way you can get it to me tonight, that would be awesome. Because my goal is to have them all graded by tonight. Now, like, notice I say goal. Sometimes I do not meet my goals. Relatable, right? But for the most part, my goal is to have them done tonight. And they've been pretty good. I think that practicing this will make your body paragraphs a lot longer because I know for a lot of you guys in your other essays, I said, like, I need more analysis. You're giving me lots of summary from these things that you're evaluating, but I'm not getting enough analysis. And that's that commentary piece. So that's why I wanted to practice this. And I also wanted to give you guys feedback on each one of them. Now, I've just kind of been going through my email and responding one by one. I am trying to give you comments on each one so you see what I'm thinking about what you're doing. And that's also part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys because, like, you know how sometimes when you send back and forth like a text message or something and you always wonder what the tone of it is, like, are they mad at me? Is somebody being sarcastic or something? Like, I really can't tell. And so I know sometimes that, like, Drew, when someone types all caps, yes, my uncle does that. And I always read everything that he says to me like he's yelling at me. So it's like, I love you. How are the babies? Even though, like, He's not yelling. It's really weird. So anyway, um, when you guys are reading my comments on these documents, and like sometimes on your homework, I do it too. Like, I think on somebody's the other day, I just put lame. Um, and I was like, "Oh, Erica, like you're not sitting beside them saying that, and they're gonna think that you hate them." So please, like when you read my comments, do not read it as like I'm giving you a mean face and I'm saying like this is crap, where your analysis sucks. Please do not think of it like that. I'm trying to find the nicest way to say like, okay, I'm a little confused here, or I'm not quite sure what you're saying, or you're still kind of summarizing. So please like read all of my comments, even if I'm being a little critical of you, of what you've written, with like heart eyes emoji imagined at the end, okay? Heart eyes emoji for all of you. Mark, stop messing with Jasmine's thing. Heart eyes emoji for all of you, even your mistakes, because I'm just glad that you did it. Okay. All right. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and I know like the things they carried is weird, so it makes things strange when you talk about it. So remember when we talked before, I told you that the Tim O'Brien that is in this book is technically a character. So like in Field Trip, the guy who's going back, Tim, that is a character. That is not technically the author, because we know he lies to us and he could be making up things. You know, this isn't autobiographical completely. We know that some of it is. So I want you to follow the rule that when you're talking about the author, so if you're saying like, the author has beautiful imagery in this section or something, I want you to refer to the author as O'Brien. And if you're talking about the character, I want you to call the character Tim. Okay? So character is Tim, author is O'Brien. Radio silence. Is that confused silence or like, okay, we got it, silence? Silence. Got it. Okay. All right, cool. Yes. Okay. And so obviously, like, I'm not going to, I think I put that in some of my comments on your homework. You're welcome, Gabriel. I think I put that in some of your comments. Like, I'm obviously not going to dock your grade on those CQCs because we didn't talk about that before. That's after the fact. I'm just telling you that, like, especially when you're writing your essays on this book next week, make sure that you designate it that way. Also, because I think most of the ones that I've commented on already have been yours so far. Yes. Not going to be here next week. Are you going on the trip Wednesday through Friday? You won't either? Yes. Okay, so is it the trip that goes Wednesday through Friday? Yeah. And you guys are coming up here to Richmond, right? You're coming up my way. Well, then obviously I'm just going to have to pick you up and take you to the library and make you work. No, I'm not going to do that. So what we're going to do is, our plan for you guys is you get as many days to make up as you missed. So the essay for everybody is going to be due by Friday at midnight. For you guys who are absent, you'll have 3 school days, since you're missing 3 school days, to make that up. So yours will be due on Wednesday at midnight. Now, like, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I should already be, yeah, that's fine. It's no problem. Yeah, of course. I should be well into grading by that point. Now, if you guys ever, this is a good thing too. If you ever turn in an assignment late and I've already graded them, it doesn't alert me or Dr. Ferguson that you've turned it in late. So always, once you've turned in something late, if you could send both of us an email. She and I share the grading load on this, and I've done most of the things they carried because this is my unit. So just shoot us an email and say, hey, I was absent this day to this day. Here's this thing that I've turned in late. Please try not to, like, I'm trying to follow the rules that the school has. So that means, when you miss 3 days of school, you get 3 school days to mess it up. That means don't turn it in 2 weeks later and be like, yeah, I missed 2 days. Like, don't do that, because that's like How to Piss Off an Erica and Ferguson 101. And she's scarier than I am. I'm playing with you, but really just, if you keep the lines of communication open and you say, hey, I turned this in, if you can grade it when you can, that's awesome. Yeah. When you can get it in, that's cool. All right. I definitely don't mean to like overlook or not grade things. Like sometimes stuff just slips through the crack. And if you just send us a note and email, we'll make sure we fix it. Okay. All right, cool. So we talked about author O'Brien versus character O'Brien. We talked a little bit about those essays. Okay, so let's hit on the essays more. So I was between giving you a 3-page and a 5-page. And I talked with the morning class, and we decided that 4 pages is a compromise. So you're not going to have to do 5, you're going to do 4. Whoa, is indeed, Cameron. I have my reasons though, because honestly, I'm torturing myself with this too. It's easier for me to grade a 2-page essay versus a 4-page essay. It grades a lot faster. But here's my problem. The longest paper that I had written, you can do it. I'm gonna help you. You can make it to 4, I promise. The longest paper I had written by the time I graduated, I think was maybe like 5 pages. And then I got into my first semester of college, and I had 2 classes where our final was a 12-page paper. So I had to write not 1, but 2 pages. And I was like, holy crap, how am I supposed to write 12 pages? I've only ever written 5. Yeah, you're not good at longer papers. That's why you're in writing class. I'm going to do my job. Trust me, I'm good at this. I'm pretty awesome. A long paper. 4 pages sounds intimidating until you do it. But I'm going to help you. Yeah, I'm going to help you write this long paper though. First of all, I'm going to give you choices of prompts. So you're going to have about 6 different prompts to choose from, which means you can choose a part of this book that is interesting to you and you understand, and that's going to be a lot easier to get to. Does the 4 pages include a title page? No. You fizz out around 3. Yeah. We're gonna get there. No title page included. So anytime, and get used to this too, anytime a professor's telling you, or works cited, anytime a professor tells you I want a such and such page paper, that means that number of pages of essay. That does not include the title page or your references. So no, I want 4 pages plus title plus references, which means this thing should come out to 6. Even though you should only have 1 reference. You only have to use the book. You don't have to do any outside research. Heck yeah, I'm gonna help you with APA. Yeah, pictures. Pictures. You're not writing a children's book for my babies. You're not putting any pictures in this. I don't know though. Are you familiar with the Wiggles? Because Stella would be. I could consider it. No, I'm playing with you. We're definitely not putting in pictures. Weird flex, but okay, indeed. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. I sang that this morning while I made them fruit salad. Maybe you want to write a picture book for my children. Well, maybe extra credit. Maybe not. All right, we are Dorothy's, Rosie, Ricky. You know them well. You'll keep it in mind. Okay, we're gonna do this together. I don't want you I know that your initial reaction is like that. This is long. This is longer than papers that I'm used to writing. She's hard, and when she grades me, she's critical. I realize that too, and I'm gonna do what I need to do this time around to make it a lot easier for you to get a good grade right off the bat. Also, remember, no grade is final. If you hate the grade that you get on this paper and you want to go back and fix it again, I'll grade it again. So look at it that way. Here are some things that I'm going to change this time around that's going to make writing this longer paper easier and make it more likely that you're going to get a good grade the first time. I'm going to release your prompts for the essays tomorrow so you can go ahead and start thinking about them. You are supposed to be done with this book totally by Monday. I know some of y'all are behind, I would assume, because some of the morning people were behind. So that means cancel your social plans this weekend, or if you're like me and you have no life, well, sounds like you're reading. Can y'all see me? It's kind of dark in here. So get through that book by Monday. Now, can't do it? You can. No, I have faith in you, baby. Just don't sleep. Yeah, it's certainly because of all the crappy oral stuff. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if you want it to help or not. If it makes you feel better, I got back from the park and I was like, I'm so tired. And I was like, oh, it was really hot and sunny. I better put some deodorant on before I talk to these kids. So just be happy that you don't have smell-o-vision. I do not want to go to a Braves game, but thank you, Sabrina. I'm broke and sad. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. The light is bright. All right, hang with me. So figure out a way, finish this book by Monday. Figure it out. You got time. I don't even know how many pages you should have left at this point. I wouldn't think it's more than 50, 60 pages. That's like an hour, right? What's wrong with your book? Your book doesn't align with those Google Docs or everybody else's? Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. The ghost chapter is lengthy, and so because of that, and because I know that you guys need some time, and I heard Cadre has something going on tomorrow, I'll let y'all have tomorrow as a reading day. Okay? So you can just, if I give you tomorrow to read, yeah, for the ones who are in class, and I'm sorry, I know it doesn't help Cadre people much. Sorry about that. But that means that you won't have another Google Doc to worry about tomorrow. Just work on getting caught up. Now, Monday, we are going to do something on that final chapter. All right, cool. So you're with me so far. And like I said, those essay prompts will be up so that you can kind of check that out and go ahead and start thinking about which essay prompt you might want to have. In addition to that, I'm going to give you the rubric that I'm going to grade this essay with tomorrow. When are the essays due? We're getting there. Follow with me. Walk along with me. So I think if you have and I'm going to give you a very detailed rubric that pretty much paragraph by paragraph tells you what I want you to write. Okay. And I'll even provide an outline for how to fill in those paragraphs, basically like using CQC. So I'm going to give you a lot of support so that you can go through and you shouldn't fizz out around 3.5 pages, because you're just basically going to be filling in the blanks as you roll, and you're going to know what I want from you. I think if you have that rubric and you have like a good outline from me, writing this is not going to be that bad. Okay, so here's our plan. We're done with the book on Monday, and on Monday we are going to do some kind of activity with that final chapter, which oddly enough is not really about Vietnam, but it'd be like that sometimes. It'd certainly be like that with O'Brien. I'm looking at the schedule now, so it looks like Tuesday, I'm giving you a day to outline, and Wednesday you can draft. Thursday, you can work with a peer to revise, and then Friday, it is going to be due. I will make it, so that's next Friday, March 22nd. I will make it due by the end of the day, like 11:59 p.m. But I do want you to have it done on Friday, because you guys are like me, and I don't want you, I know it is hard to do it in class too, Grace, and I will work with you on that. You have work after school, or at least I do. Yeah, a lot of people work after school. I'm with you on that. So I think if we have that outline, you're going to be able. I see, Jasmine. If you have that outline and you've got 4 days of class time, which is close to 4 hours, plus yeah, I know you gotta work. I know you gotta work. I'm trying to make it so that if you can be done with it next Friday. Well, Jasmine, you're gonna be absent, right? Huh. I like that meme, Mark. That's good. That's a dank. Dank. Um, yes. So if you're gonna be out, yeah, like just yes, dank. I'm familiar with the term. If you're gonna be out, Jasmine and Grace, work with me one-on-one, and we'll figure out what a reasonable deadline for you is, okay? For folks who are not gonna be out, I want you to get it done on Friday so that if you're spending this weekend reading that book, you can have next weekend to, like, do your own thing, you know? Because if you're like me and I know that it's not due until Sunday night, then I'm gonna play around in class Tuesday through Friday, and I'm gonna play around Friday night, and I'm gonna play around Saturday, and I'm gonna play around Sunday until about 7 PM, and then I'm gonna be like, crap, I need to write a 5-page paper. So I'm trying to save you from yourselves. Am I wrong? Do you procrastinate? Radio silence. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know you. You work better when you have the pressure. But you're fizzling out around 3.5 pages. I don't know you. Well, maybe that's a good thing. Right. So I'm gonna create that pressure for you, on Friday instead of Sunday. So then you can feel the pressure Friday, but Saturday and Sunday you can chill. Bet. Do you guys say bet? It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Yes, Jasmine, I know, baby. Oh, you're not gonna be here next Tuesday either? Girl, you don't they're gonna be saying she doesn't even go here. No, it's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You go here. We'll get you. Okay. So Friday night our essays are due, and then next weekend you're gonna have a great time. We can do this. We got this. Any questions about all of that? Any more questions about all of that? If you are deadly scared of like not getting a deadline and stuff, the best thing to do is just email me. Email me, Dr. Ferguson, and work with us. Email us with a nice, don't be scared. Stop. It's going to be great. This is going to be your best paper. I've gotten good at this because I've taught this one a couple times, and I had ninth graders write it. I had ninth graders write 5 pages. You can do this. What money? I have no money. What are we reading next? I don't think, I think this is so technically, which is sad for me because I'm a reading nerd. Technically, they want us to do a lot of nonfiction, so we kind of broke the rules by reading a novel anyway, in some regards, but it's somewhat nonfiction. Thank you. I think this book is good AF as well. But we're gonna do like some different writing exercises. I'll pull in some stuff. I'm real good at finding weird stuff. So if you're interested in reading weird things, just stay tuned. We'll find something else good for you. Yeah, yeah. Lots of weirdness. Are we gonna have to write another research paper? Probably at some point, but I'm gonna help. I don't know. we'll do fun stuff, but I have to find a good balance between honoring the fact that I know you have senioritis and you're trying to get out of here, and honoring the fact that this is a college level class and I don't want you to go into your freshman year of college with English done and everybody like, dang, you can't write. What's wrong with you? It was worth a shot. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this to make sure you're ready, but I promise that I'll try to continue finding interesting things at least for you to read and do. I want to say we only have one more major paper after this one. So I don't know. I might just try to find stuff that's kind of like daily activities and cut down on some of the homework because I know that's been a lot. Is there a paper more major than? I feel like all of your papers are consistent. I think there's one more major paper like this one, and your first one, and your second one. Where's the syllabus? You guys should know this better than I do. I'm not judging. Okay, other questions? Grace, what's your question? You can go, honey. It doesn't have to be the things they carried, although that would probably help. I mean, don't you guys need some help with that? You confused about anything? Grace says, never mind. You're good? Or are you just so far behind that you haven't read enough to have questions about? Okay, here we go. Am I a football fan? No, my husband and my dad are. The whole book is really scattered. And I think it does get confusing. I'm so far behind I don't have questions. How did I know, Noah? It pisses you off because you realize it's fake. We'll talk about how there's still some value in that and that you get. All right. So to Sabrina's point first, the scattered nature of the stories and the narrative is supposed to show you what it's like to be inside of a real veteran's mind. Because when you have PTSD and stuff like that, and many of you guys in those opening questions are familiar with it. My kids too, like bring up the Grey's Anatomy guy, like, you're in reality, you're in now, like he's in now with his daughter, and then boom, he's back in Vietnam, but it's not necessarily at the beginning. It could be the day he killed somebody. Yeah. Yes, Owen. I'm a super nerd, so like I'm not a Grey's girl. I'm like I don't know, Doctor Who girl. I'm super strange. And Game of Thrones, clearly. You're rewatching Grace? Yes, my sister would be happy. Oh, yeah. Much love. Much love. So the scattered and confusing nature of the stories are supposed to make you feel, and NCIS is pretty nerdy, that's cool. It's supposed to make you feel like you're in the mind of a veteran, and he wants you to feel the way that he felt, which also gets to Grace's point. Criminal Minds is cool. I watch a lot of Peppa Pig, to be honest. Like, children's television is mostly what I watch. Mr. Potato, your friend and mine. I'm not worried about Momo. My kids don't have YouTube. Also, I was doing a face mask the other night after they went to bed, so I had all this green, thick stuff on my face, and I heard the twins fighting in their room. And I looked in the mirror, and I realized in that moment that I'm scarier than Momo, because I like ran in there and I was like, "Get in the bed now!" And they were like, "Ah!" So, yeah, I am scarier than Momo. No, although she probably believes in me. What about aliens? She believes in everyone. You guys are weird. Yeah. Okay, you guys are crazy. Let me help you understand this book, my little lovely ADD squirrels. Yes, you're darlings. Oh, Cameron. After reading your first 2 essays, I can believe that you're a flat earther. Tell me where's the edge at? I love Cameron. He's awesome. He's fine. For 2 days. Okay. All right. My squirrelies. All right. Even if you are behind, ask me questions about what you've read so far or stuff you're worried about with the essay or something that's relevant. I feel like we're time wasting, which I'm good at, but you know, if not, I'll just get off here and let y'all read. Is that what you want? Do you need some time to read? I'm not offended. Yes. What can I help explain? Help explain notes. I can give you feedback on the quote assignment, like right now. That's okay, Jasmine. That's okay. Cameron, please stop. um, oh yeah. I'll make sure if you've seen okay, so Jonathan first and then Grace and then Cameron, take a seat. Um Jonathan, yes, I will. If you talk to the people who have got grades so far, you'll see like a big, oh, poor Jasmine. You'll see like a big comment, and I commented pretty much on each one that they did. So I'm going to give you pretty detailed feedback because basically that CQC method in itself is like a body paragraph. And I know that your examples were short, but if you learn how to do that and kind of make it fatter, so like it's like 2 sentences of context, a sentence or so of quote, and then 2 or 3 sentences of commentary, your body paragraphs are going to go fast, and that's also going to help you reach that length requirement more easily. So that's the whole deal with that. Is that cool? Does that answer the question? Yeah, and we'll practice some more with that. Now, Grace, with notes, notes kind of exist to mess with our minds, right? Because he goes back, and this is also, so this hits well on your like, I'm so frustrated, I'm so pissed because all of this is fake. And that comes from notes, right? Because he says, like, I made up the lake, I made up him driving around it and stuff. I would like to talk fake news. I would like to talk a little bit about, so did he kill himself or not? You know, we're not sure. Speaking of courage is deep because Norman does not have a real conversation with another human being like outside of his head because all of the conversations that he has in that chapter he's imagining other than the voice in the machine in the drive-through when he wants to order something. That is significant. Exactly. It is sad. That is significant because it shows us, and whether Norman was a real guy, whether he killed himself or not, the lesson that O'Brien is trying to get through to us in this chapter is when guys come back from Vietnam, they don't feel like they can relate to anybody else because nobody else knows the kind of hell that they went through over there. Norman gets caught up because he thought his dad would be proud of him if he would have gotten that Silver Star for courage. And he feels like he's a coward and he beats himself up. That whole chapter, everything he does is to show us how isolated he is and that why that leads to his eventual decision to kill himself. Notes is kind of O'Brien's explanation of that. Like, I created that lake for him to drive around to kind of represent what it's like to be within his mind. I wanted you to see how isolated he is. And even when you get down to like point of view, because we hit on that a little bit with stream of consciousness, and a bunch of you guys in that stream of consciousness doc were talking about, I wish we would have been able to see into Norman's mind in first person through stream of consciousness. And that was a specific writing decision on O'Brien's part. He wrote Norman's thing, and even though you could see some conversations that he was having in his head, the whole thing is still written in third person, so that even you, the reader, are distanced from him, and it's like you have to watch him drown in his own loneliness before he eventually makes that decision. And so whether it's real or fake, we can appreciate like the writing and the thinking that went into that, because it's deep. There's a lot. Does that help? Did I kind of answer that question, I hope? Yeah. Yeah. And there's a sad irony even in the title, because often they call suicide a coward's way out, which we all know is not. People who do that are suffering. But we hit on that too. Yeah, it's not. But certainly in O'Brien's day, when we're thinking about the stereotypes about men and women and such, that's how they would have explained that. Another good thing that gave me some perspective on how Vietnam veterans were a lot different than other veterans before them. I know we don't have a ton of time left, so this will probably be what I end us on. So my father-in-law was in the Air Force, and he just missed going to Vietnam. They ended up sending him to Europe instead. But he was explaining to me that like when people would come back from Vietnam, because they had airplanes and everything like that, like you'd be in Vietnam, like where O'Brien's talking about, getting shot at, sinking down in a field of you know what, and then the very next day you could be standing in a McDonald's drive-through, and you hear a truck go by and it's a loud noise and you're scared to death because you did not have time to process leaving a war zone and coming back and being a civilian again. And I didn't realize how significant that was, but he was like, think about my dad. My dad was in World War II and he was in the Pacific. He had a month on a boat to decompress, get his mind out of being in a war zone, be around his brothers in his platoon, and come down together from the horrible things that they saw before they got home. That's not to say that World War II vets don't have PTSD as well. It's just that Vietnam vets had a really different experience as to coming home. Also, not to mention the fact that the Vietnam War was extremely unpopular. So not only are you coming home from a war that you got drafted into and you didn't want to go to, but you could also walk off a plane and somebody could spit on you and call you a baby killer because they hated the war and there were so many anti-war protesters. So Vietnam vets had like an extremely difficult situation to come back home to. Does that give a little bit of context? Does that help you understand the vet's perspective, I hope? Yeah, it really helped me too when I thought about it that way. Yeah. Okay. So I know class is almost over. Is there any final things that you guys want to ask me or that you need from me? All right. It looks like you're good. Okay, well, I'm glad I got to talk to you today. I hope that I can catch up with you one day next week while you guys are writing. You can always share your docs with me, and I can pop in and help you as you're doing your essays as well. Oh, Cameron. / Jasmine, if Jasmine is putting it on Cameron's. I'm so glad that you guys can go crazy, go stupid. But go stupid reading that book this weekend, okay? And then you'll be smarter. Maybe. Try not to fall off the edge of the flat earth. All right, wild things. Email me if you need anything. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.